watch for asan so aba beto ye mehie di sasabre ya de obi biara ho ye mama hwefo nyina so akwaba shonko enfambra showdown jumedi esu okumasi online TV thick TV and our face on the friends of Ken TV and the Monday na ya sewa my jimeju ajese mabuabu ansem bebre na no amedi ni nyina no eba aba beso mo se showdown jumedi wonya subscribe to your channels nemu bia make sure say obe subscribe e dia ma me wuwi a wa share video we ama wonu ebu ono show e dia ma obi fofo na se dia abre ni abre bia dan de nyina no ye no no metuja no wa hanum say ya na wonso wato wo de e dia fa comment section na say e de amame enne na yenuanom a wo mu wo JHS3 wo mu hye BC na say be hye ase na e dia kwa kosi eye efiada na sabre ya menemo ka say eye Minister for Education Honorable Haruna Idris Warden Sembebre na e dia tudwa we wie so asa congratulate eye mfrani nyina say exams a wo mu ko kire wo mu hye na wo mu amahu bia amfa ma wo mu na de ya kire wo mu dada no eno a na ebanti wo mu mia wo mani na wo mu encho ni ye wo mu wi a wo mu the flying colors e de abana sisi ane so de se de nkambre bi etwem na ye ye no se obi kwa akotro eye BC ya nipa ne be select ni schools ewie owie ansa na da ye tro paper no wakwa akotro paper na nso ene no eniema sa eniema dane enunti ne no nkwala na etro efiada wo mu tro wie amrepa no ya de Ministry of Education e de baba bonten ebre amofra ne nko back to wo mu various year schools a wo mu complete ye na wo mu enko select schools na senior high schools a wo mu akasa wo mu sha wo mu enya na se wo mu pese bia wo mu ko nti wo ya wo fo na bia wo dwe ho se na ba ne se na me ba nya select school na wo treasure me pacho Ministry of Education say wo mu tena se dwe ho no mprepi no aya na mofra no ko na wo mu chusu schools na so wo makocho exams obi wo no me be kwa wie hye no na acha se schools a obechusu nyina no emu bie no ho no me fa nti this time na wo mu de nsesan ya ba no wo ko na akocho exams no na wa wo hye na exams no ankoye ya me pacho big schools bi to say prempe high school opoku ware Wesley girls they bring girls ni ade ha hu kochuhwe ensa wu nyanti no wo hwe said ya wa tro exams no na wa hwe ho e de a select with school mama from free studio hanim say from my students wo mo HOBC na ne say wo mo mia wo mani na said ya eja wo mesua dada na they should put their all 1 week pe be na jese wo mo nyina nom etumi apase kama edi amaye nti wo nyina no mewehye wo mo the best metwaso di amamo di na chese wo mayi mu NDC amanyoko ne beba be mu no na NDC eta ekasa edfa 24-hour economy ho na one of the messages a wo mjina so ye papa de ye campaign na 24-hour economy wo ma Ghana 40 ase se eyade adwuma mu bia no mera ne 3 shift inti se bia me ma ba adwuma no pa 6 by 12 na mapo adwuma na obi foforo so aba no so abebo ma from 12 na wono so apo anwumre 6 na obi foforo ba beto so anwumre 6 no enso ade akọ adeche na bra na NDC amanyoko ni ya campaign na wo mo de sa ensem ni nyina no etudwa no na ya de Ghana fo bebre na ani age hu ye papa sesisi ano oman na ye wom no edwuma ya de jese bi ni ha nti de se ye nya mampani bi no so ba bra ne 3 shifts pa de ya de e beboa ba ye mu bi say no na during that time na campaign ni chire mu no ne ye ntiase ne ye ne aban ni nya edwuma because na ye kasa wo man Ghana ha na ye wo no ye security system po ya de e very poor say dru na dru adum hwei say wo mo de ma Ghana fo an so mo de ma Ghana fo nti senden sa ban ne kaso obeye 24-hour economy ekwan be na ban ne be fo so aye den na ban ne di gukwemu say de be ya sa 24-hour economy ebetimi aye possible hwia wo mo ba be mu 1 year plus ni ya hwe ni ma say 24-hour economy NDC amanyoko ye hu dede preachi ya kasa de fa hu nyina nka sabre de anko obetumi ahyase yete hana anu ada na ye man peni excellency John Dramani Mahama ebekache Ghana for so 24-hour market ye mu bi on ma ye de anu tum ka say emprempre party baby ya Ghana ekeka koi dum so ya de emene ye nti ko 24-hour economy market de kra na emwa enko bebia obi enu hono ma obekwa akogina market akwa akoto ade 10 obi enu hono ma obekwa akogina market akwa akoto ade 11 na asa akwa akoto ade ahomachi 12 am enya de ebesi nti nkania ma bebre na ewo hono no anka ye mampani hwe no focus we no so na say ya one of the issues ade cheni ade se bia yetia ne se enkra kumase kwan so betie so traffic bi esima just wo mo kwa wo mo nko wo mo ba wo mo ma anka wo free kumase akwa ko nkra mante ma anka de watch wo kwan so within 5 hours there nanka wedu na so na especially last week Thursday say what wo mo free kumase ko nkra ne wona wo mo free nkran so ebe pie mu kumase no na chasa traffic ebuhwa na achi wo kwan so no na nya asem ketwa ebi spending close to 12 good hours ade a wo metime ne 5 hours free nkran mante mo bedu kumase no ebi spending 12 hours ne ade nyina no e wo kwan so ene VIP drivers e kasa VIP drivers say ayade ye man pedi excellency George Dramani Mahama was share 24-hour economy bo into one day wo ka kire ye man pedi say wo musre ne ye papa a police for 24-hour economy no e sha se free wo mo ho won fa wo nyine gugugugu akwa hwo ne ade se de be ya traffic bi si anase bi a robbery attack bi si a obetumi ahwe na wo metumi direct traffic wo metumi so abo amanfo ho ban ne ade na sisi ane de wo medjuma no ya ye de ente sa so de abusua wo nyina ne se wo mo beti ntosu kokko de akire aban no na MPP amanyokuo ne so sabre ya mene mo kase se medical ya ka akire mo se chairman Wontumi waso wo preso obeba ba ye national chairman de ama the new patriotic party na party akọ election abusua wo medi ncho ni ade wo mo way forward wo mo fa wai se wai enembra emelidi wai na embra no metoto ne ma ye mfa ne ma mbesisi ye se de be ye bebo a wo mu hu ni se chairman Wontumi ye obi a wo ba ye national chairman na obetumi abo ankasa na when na last week Friday na chairman Wontumi odi na wo da in fact odonati ambulance sibia betra fidie ma bo na ba so se ade a waye ade yie papa na Sunday no no top no ndi MP se ne eyine nafofo ne abusua nyina ba hia mu na ndi abusua wa mo no mensa no na wo mo fa adwen afi mi kwosho a eye hono abu ayi we free ye obepie mo program na sibi na you were free ebe pie mo program na si en wodi nsem bi tudwa wo ka se sisi ane baby a MPP amanyoko na keka akwakodu no wo mu hia wo bi a wo mu de ni kofom a efomfo ne bete no wo beto oba ede ama MPP amanyoko ni 2028 na wono de wonim se sisi ane baby a ga na ekeka kono enye bukibuka asem enye na wenim wei ena we ye lawyer ena we ye teacher ni ena we ye medical doctor ene de ekeka ho sisi ano eye grassroots fo ne de grassroots fo de sihene grassroots fo ne to hene na wonumpo doctor wa you free ye se nena koko prices won se samagentre ha baby abefa bia ye kan wasebe se wo koko farms wonpo se won ye koko fo kwa akokasa ensema wo beka ne so wanya ho awie wo ye lawyer ni wo ye doctor ni wo ba be dada ye wo mu mfi ni mpo ba so obi ti se chairman Wontumi eko honom se won wo mo kwa akokasa wo mu nim se chairman Wontumi de wo mu de emu antina ye dan a wo mu de kokromoti ne betwa ba e de ama MPP na wo wie no de ba betwa so se sabre ne de eyade 2028 bedru no na Ghana fo a wo mu ye grassroots fo no wo mu bu afu NDC wo mu de abufu hyew ene be kwa koto ba e de ama MPP 2028 the same honorable are you free ye ena ebra MPP amanyoko no wo mu ko akwa select obi obeya flag bearer e de ama wo mu party no okogina ejesu constituency knowing very well say ejesu man wo mu obi a wo ye wo mu member of parliament okwa point you obi foforo ekopeja madam Helena nsa se madam Helena yi ena eba be ye MP ewa ejesu ene the same person esa ka che Ghana for say chairman Wontumi ye best person obetumi leadi eye MPP amanyoko ni 2028 because oye grassroots ni ena enye brofosem na enye buklong ni ade chairman Wontumi ye obi awani made emre bi e chairman na moko akansie ye nya ye ra Kennedy akompre ko yin Japan obi aka se Kennedy na ye pe grassroots for do na ka so somebody here akompre ko yin Japan ba ye de kokromotiri beto ba de amamo the same enkrofo na wo mo endorse do chama Wontumi sankrofo kro ya na twa wo mo beka che Ghana for say ye Kennedy akompre ko yin Japan de onte brofo oko IMF Wontumi nkoka brofo wo honom enu nti won sem fata but the question is Chairman Wontumi nte brofo but enu ne de you people are allowing it and I say no de mo endorse say Chairman Wontumi national chairman efema mo party no mo amujejeje 2028 yesi agro ne fom said ye mo amu reject you obi because want brofo na enne de nipa na want brofo foforo no mo be so oba no obedi party nanim no 2028 ye be hu say Ghana for ede mo fom so oba chem de mo kokromoti no ato aba ede amamo anas wo mo fom kokromoti no ento aba emfa mamo kame ho ne yenkwe na yenkoti honobu ayu efri ye esema de atudwa ne nyina no emfamra sesia
party na koma ya asante sawa ko di chairman baako sawa ko di chairman mienu sawa di chairman miensa ebisi da na oko national chairman na ena Wontumi nko aba ye kwa akoto no me se eye asie hofo na beto sa aba we amanyankopon ama MPP ewini. The last election, no more say a DDEP, a young Kofa, no more say Musika, and a bufu, a middle class, high class. They say, Abaway, a almost say a low class, no one you'll be no Saba about 2028, Omo bufu, and at the Ghana, at the MPP Beba. I thought they'd be Omuni or Becamo Casa. Because Miko Kakasachi or moi, or Shen our doctor Wakakasu, but for Cassia the call. The farmers. Opa me ko farm will be na me kra me doctor me kra me lawyer na me ko farm will be farmer ne be hwe me hu nya nika one we be kasa so mfi ma Wontumi ko du farm ho no mo obeja do eja adwen sisa e dia ma MPP ma Wontumi ko galamsey site nipa be ye 2 million ye disappoint wo mo no ko du ho no mo hwe o de edo ene adwen sisa ene de beja wo mo Mami me koye me doctor anko kan me bro for kase wo ho sankrofo no saa ye de Ghana hye o mo sanfie tete eno ana etimu saa eti ye do point bia in kola ye social media omo ye bloggers omo akoma ehye na omo pe obi o tese omo eti se okofa no book a obedi udok no kwa eti emre dani anawa ye de an wa dani hu bi again and then I know idea what Daniel Hubi a strategy. A strategy. Now Ododuo no ewo form. Na me wa rehyem say Yankopon wo so yi. A ohwe nipa akoma mu. A ose oni bie ni na danfo no. Sani Wontumi ti bia no open saa. E na edo a ode man ne say Wontumi wo de opatan no okoduru bro no so a Nkrofo no be jaw ho akone nchen. Ye pesa dia ma MPP. I don't meet them me say Wontumi aba ye kotu obewi ni. Me na you afri ye. Me di me nua nachi. Ye lusu ye be lusu emfa me ho. We ni so ye be dia ye be we ni. Edo ne say papa mu o boni mu o ujina wonu ye chi. Se na tie bia no so otimi class ante party akoma de a ene MPP de obefa ne simple papa Yankopon hira nyame we hira na aba ye koyi me se Wontumi ye be wini na ye wini so kra yen ye penisa me kire wo se ye ko na ye be wini enti wa wuti ha no mo a wa wuti ha onye wa dwen ye wa dwen because Chairman Wontumi in these elections he is going to win and get Dr. Bawumia. Now Dr. Bawumia on work school Wontumi infa professors ni doctors for my MPP. Now Wontumi infa omo enko school maya. Onfa middle class in the Wontumi kon. But what you say? Ye jam middle class ni ma Dr. Bawumia fa omo bra. Ye just ye no so ma Wontumi ni nkrofo. Onka fa omo bra. Partnership for victory. Chairman, so we sit together, we win.
asante doctor you a free ye no minim say ensema wogina ho anu wo ka nyina no ade a chema wontumi enim say you a free ye daada no because then na ye be wini na say ye wini mpo a say wo wogidie so wo rescue asanteman wo wogidie so obetumi age MPP amanyoko no ade esi ho no ma and where is the ye be wini na ye wini kura mfa ho where is it coming from but frankly speaking eniema bi ho no ma ekoso MPP amanyoko no mabusua yesi de otwasa no wonim se de chia chienti yen na yete he ya yen ye be hu se eniema bi ho no ma sankrofo we ya saniema na wo mo ye enya de ebeboa bebi a MPP akwakodu mprempren na mimi mbeka se chairman wontumi mbe na shira chairman Ghana for na beto ba delegates na beto ba MPP for na bekwakoto wo maba into wo mo hwe na chairman wontumi ye obi a obetumi aboa wo mo a mesi etoje wo mo ankasa but obi asante mantem ha under his watch and NDC amanyoko no eje 7 seats and free in nsem de Ghana for ye den yakase ye kwa akoma na kwanya na MPP for ye den kase wo mo koma na kwanya no me say ye ne de he ya ne yete so wo de MPP be chairman wontumi nsa so am ye national chairman na former party na etoje wo mo ankasa na wo kwa be Fontaine time video no so a story be trendy ye papa ni nyina fa ye man pani abedi ye chire dada Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ye me nda atwemu yi SDF wo mo sunyane program na program a wo mo ye no wo mesisusuku adan ni hospital sani ade a wo mu bia no na wo mu bia no yi en wo mo to nsa efre Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia en wo mo to wo mo sa so de frɛ NDC amanyoko ofo ni bi na esi edunketi akopie mu wo hobi na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so ekopie mu wo hobi na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia de ensem be to dwa kyese na social media no so baby abefa bia se bi twira basane sere na ebi twehwe no na ebi so ebo na ba so mehu se Dennis Miracle aboaje kura ba abonte a wo condemn me wo na wo mo twehwe Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no ma me to bebo na me ncheche nsem akoka ye ni mu de nyina ye nim se NDC amanyoko ba ye one of the issues I just say echiche wo mo kon ye ba papa di so kokofo sike ya wo mo ti shu hui ya MPP amanyoko minority wo mo kon na mefuo mu obi ba abonte be ka se mahama wo de ye kai eno na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wo nya platform so wo gina en wo se Ghana for aka kire wo no Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia se won kono mfa sa message we mfa nko mesi edunketia na esi edunketia so mfa nko ba ye man His Excellency John Dramani Mahama se eyade akokofo se Mahama ode yeka sasu na so ya bisifo so se Mahama wode yeka ye maame nom so wo mu do ebro ese Mahama wode yeka na wo kawie no so sisi Ghana fo so se wo mu 24 hour economy esase mo na mo share bo se mo ba mo be ba be ye na mbrembre wo mo hwe ni ma twanya 24 hour economy enye de a eba so na wo kan ni sem nyina wie na si edu nketi aso kra mi podium na si edu se wo bi ajese komede no sebi se twedi aponyankopon kura agina nenim na oka asempa kura de ache no hunu se ye eduane NPP amanyoko no eye wonu esedu nketia ye papa se obi te se Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia flag bearer de ma party ni 2028 na ya bo program no enye politics platform so enye se ye be ya campaign dia ma obi eya sorry na ebia dia no na just wo mato nsa dia frɛ ye aha ena wo Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia o ba be kire se obi de ka was some communications bi wo hono ma or expectation ka Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia kra obegina baby aka na social media for ni so sa asem say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia nkasa na mbacha nyame na make wa manfo na se menka nkire mo Ghana for na de ahyama no sha memeka wo mo se Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no frankly speaking onye politician. They don't see Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as politician. Baba will be to say Sudan Katia. What much you make say Sudan Katia or your political wizard or no one being more politics anymore. He knows when to talk. He knows how to talk. Only baby when China wakasa a better drum mama for the trouble the amane party. But Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia dear baby I will be Jinebia. Na wakasa baby obejine bia na wo ka bibia sa keke ye nya do 2028 every nya so ye say ye kwa akoto aba na wo de anya hwe no nobody is going to stop you from saying certain things but me personally if you should ask me of my honest opinion make I say baby Dr. Mahmood Bawumia gina ye asofo mpenifuo wo honom Ghana fo bebre aba be bodom pem wo honom na ye be bie suku ano ho na Dr. Mahmood Bawumia wo be gina aba be ka say mahama ede kasa communications ni ade communicate bi say no e wo sanko jade mankola na wo mo ye politics no wo mo mesa politics because Dr. Mahmood Bawumia as an economic measure you know the truth when him say cocoa prices so te ye ni ade nyina enye mampani mahama na beka say munti cocoa prices so every world market in as much as say it speculating say wo mu hodi cocoa beans ni gu ho no ma thinking say nanka price ne beko so no metumi promise a wo mu de ma eye cocoa farmers no wo metumi edi so but price ne ba fom no na afisa cocoa beans no mu de gu ho no na they have no option that's why beko world market akwakoton eno ne wo ho no but as an economic measure we are aware say the prices of goods and services is not determined by the government most are determined in the world market which we be gina simple show ebe ka mahama wo de ye ka mahama wo de ye ka with the whole gestures ni ade de ebisia I feel say MPP amanyoko no they have a very long way to go yankwe na yonko tie Dr. Mahmood Bawumia na esem ni nyina no enfamra sisia
enkanchira ne say omudi omoka cashew equiafo omuseme kanjira say do ketia say omudi omoka ebro equal equiafo omuseme kanjira ne say omudi omoka ena soybean equiafo seme kanjira omuse omudi omoka mmabunu say omu 24 hour economy no 133 no omu benye ejuba no omu di omu ka na Ghana fo nyina se menkanjira ne se dumso no omu di ababio no omu di enka bebre enti oba momfasa message no mfa mama mame na
we say ya man yourself ebeba aba be say ya mjuma kama say ya mo sise eti de oba ka kanria ka hore yenti aye ba ha poti aye sukua yesi sene akampa konkwan de eba ankamu ko ha mo se mo ko si school dai ha dia ede but nim before people can say to the hungry man God appears in the form of food and now just say obi akom de no wa odi aduane ba no wo aduane say eno na ye ni nyame wa wo yare da ha wo kire wo no obi a obeboa wo na wansa wo yade no omu se de nyame obi a wa wo le ma obi so so dimu na wa manu entity papa tell be ya fara no be nyina be fali papa no eno so ni nyame juma
those who are coaching Dr. Mahmood Bawumia, ye besere mu ye papa say sometimes no ho ya mama ye mampe ye our former vice president mama ntias ye say baby a wo begine bia any message a wo de betudwa we ya soy program at the end of the day no ya na no da yete ha ene nyame di for Pentecost na wo mu di fu pani e ba bonten be kasa de fa galamse hu ndc amanyoko ba ye be show mu be ka say on hwem na won ye ne shofo sem na politicians so mo nya mo politics ni ade ye nya MPP amanyoko ni MPs ni bia asema maami kan ye wo mu be blase maami be bobo wo ma dwe maami be didi maami ya tem say eni kwan so wo kasa editia ansama na anu ada Pentecost na midi fu pani ba bonte beka ye yete mase ye na wo ya adwen me akwa be betena hanum se bubo ma adwen de mama me said that was very disrespectful but ye she Dr. Mahmood Bawumia wuti wo fie wo bibi ka wantumi anya rally wantumi organize nkrofo wantumi anya press conference wantumi ahia manfo anfa asem we nyina anfa nto o manim ebra SD ye fu ato nsa frew e wo program ase womu si suku dan a womu bebia no that is when na Dr. Mahmood Bawumia wo kwagina ho no makwa kase ma ha ma wo de ye ka ebe kasisi a obi be kase bia na ya sawa wo mpe Dr. Mahmood Bawumia sem but asem ntesa I've always been saying this he's a fine gentleman he's very intelligent me kase Bawumia to me me yampeni obi a why vice president 8 years Obi a why governor Bank of Ghana paying. Why would I say so to me, Yaman Penny? But baby, I will bet Jinebiani and Sema was a worker. Those coaching him yesterday. Yet him say about me, I na politics in now only Moshe just 2008. Ekeka 2012 more no more. And former president Nat'l Danko Gufado. Ekofa ne ba so ombra no me ye running mate. Inti niam bi wo no ma. Yaman Penny dada Bawumia won sheda nim ni ade nti mesra mo amudi na chi mo awotu na matie mu ni ade no. Mon try say mo betu the fo. Mon try say mo ne be kasa. Said ye be ya Bawumia ho be ya akono. And me na ma be fonten video show na me ko hu say MPP amanyo kwoni nipa ba communicators na ba ko en wa kwa post se enne ye kase ye to aba ono nim se Ghana fo bebre na emfa kokromote ne to aba emfa ma NDC obi ba ye be comment se wo mo de Dr. Mahmood Bawumia gina ho na wo mo de ko bi mpo gina ho a wo no beto aba ne de ama ko bi na ko bi mbedi ne so rather than so beto aba ne dia ma Dr. Mahmood Bawumia the pains are MPP amanyo ko de Ghana for fame no don't ever think say be a Ghana for refree said the kanene e kana Ghana for the omo refree no omo refree and then no Ghana for especially with the youth no wo meni aba beti wo meni aba bebie wo niam bi so the end MPP for mesra mo Bawumia can do better enye baby a ye be gina bia na ye be politics oye ne sa dia say enya dia beboa nyamidi fo bi na baje micro be kasa ya aka hey maka so akwa akoto bom ba program ase enya wo program wo kra ye invite wana wo ba bedanka MPP mu aba shugogo farmers na mo ma wo mo say sika sai na mo MPP na ba mu botom Emsuadwuma ko bi adaroma ena ne medi dwumedie esomo Lioness Clinic GH mesra yade bi eda osubia yade bi etetewo de ama wa hwiri sika yie papa wunya no aduro bia wa boka na hwiri yade no enko brabe hu Lioness Clinic GH fo wo mo aduro bibiduro herbal ankasa wo de be ma na abo na yade no ase etumi etu free consultation wo fra wo maka yade no ebre sha ase hospital sa wakolaba wakoskana wayane ade nyina wuntu esike bia branches na emienu nkramantem no more sprinters saso na kumasi na yade a wo more tech maxima 0559685403 and 0558143438 wo me adwuma Mondays ekosi Saturdays anopa 8 am because enwumbre 6 pm obetimi afre Lioness Clinic GH4 na one wo mo atwetwe enkomo and trust me say wapomode ho sansam nso de ayade a wohia wo mu ye papa to mejo so sonko na country bia wo bia wo maimo wo bi memu ni adio wo ma sen wo meduro ni bi ede amao Dennis garage so asomase abepa chope car to de abrabe wo mo cars ni papa efiri so direct wo mo cars ni nye cars a onshin cars obi dia ba custom for ba be tete wo ba be how de be wo mo cars ni tiapo engine ni de collect tankasa sa so ena fuel tank ni je say emuni amanage se seat kura buhwe gugum no enyasam ketwa say ye Tacoma na ape V8 na ape ye Lancho na ape Toyota na ape Camry Corolla ni ade nyina no wo mo bi wo mo ahwe ye wo be chi akwan ye Kumasi asokwa wo mo ni TI Amas energy hwenim 0550623377 obetimi Alfred Dennis garage wo na mbesi amabro hwedia ma omeje so shonko na enkomo twetwe wo honom no wo mo no wo atwetwe wani jijumedi ehwo ho be so oba na abeso ya so products bi obese be mabo hu de rosho ede ema wa ofre 0550623377 o product na meje na mabo hu de ro kama ede ama meto mi samene so dia na chese Reverend Isaac Owusu Bempah kasa woni semi atudwa na wo so ono pa de wo hu bibia amanyokuo no ade a wo de ne fe mu fiti bra na naro danko okufu adom obre woni ho ama ne beye mampani 2016 kosi 2024 in fact wo kai bia na chese areho hye ne ma na mo be kai papa emre bi etwemu be ka say wo no agese wo no akaso osimesi anaso obenten beba be mampani se wo no Owusu Bempah kanya wo bie no hono mo betumi atene kunnya no so wo se sansem a wo ka nyina no ne nyankopon a wo som no na mre ne abre bia wo de sa message ne ma no de ode ne ho akire no de ode ne ho ato ne so wonim se wo ndi ne hwamo bre bia no wo no na mbre pi no ma ne sa hoden no ba ne sime ba bonten be kasa no so nsem bia wa keka twemu ni ade na nado dan ko akufu ado Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no mo keka hu in fact na MPP amanyoko no wo justa obi na ye betu 2024 aba no eno okache Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say okwa baby ana amafo body pa away eye wo no Reverend Isaac Owusu Bempah ena waye niema wo hunhum wiase a akwa yese wansena edi Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia chi na bra wo ka asem ne pe ena Bawumia ene eyisame awuku wo mu diem ne kana wo mu kopie mu onyame di for danka Williams ahweye ena ene wo mu kokoto ye wo mu ko sunye kopa acho na danka Williams na midifo ene ono Reverend Isaac Owusu Bempah wo di ne ni to so a wo di eye MPP amanyokuo no wo mo bone eche wo mo na even as at that time no anu ebrim na kumesan say yaudi a MPP for di ni fame no na nyasem ketwa by the end of the day we ja bibie mu manaka woni obia any problem biom na said obeka say your man penny his excellency John Dramani Mahama na kuma pa tinyankopon de o my God na shane nsa no sa time no na niam a wa mesi wo huhum wiase e de ama MPP amanyokuo no ebusia na nyasem ketwa yenkwa na yenkotie Reverend Isaac Owusu Bempah na se wo de atudwa ni nyina no emfamra sisia.
Now the secret home.
Now do you know the secret?
Apart from Jesus,
apart from Jesus, I don't know any other person. Let me tell you the truth. Now Jesus is all I have. If you take Jesus from me, I am finished. The reason I all the things I say, all the things I'm able to do, the very essence of my life is because of Jesus. I am able to do all these things because I have Jesus. And Jesus will not disappoint me. Because he has never disappointed me. And so I can close my eyes and tell you what's going to happen, and it will happen.
Me say 2020 me kan na onyame presence visiting me no in fact baby amaka na den ba minti obeye.
By 2020 I declared the word of God, and the presence of God visited me and said that it is hard, but for my sake he will do it.
The American on tiase.
Now you don't understand it.
On tiase.
You don't understand it.
Also for on tiase. Also for on tiase. So for on tiase.
We don't understand.
Me say 2024. Na me yam pa bopa ma Dr. Bawumia.
Now 2024 I was praying as seriously for Dr. Bawumia in spite of all the offense.
They went to the
Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams,
Dr. Bawumia, and Same Awuku, and
so Dr. Bawumia himself, Samia Wuku, and some other elders in MPP.
Nana Kufuor so frere 8 years Kosovo,
and His Excellency, the former president at that time, was calling to inquire what was going on. So, in the presence of the Archbishop, in his office, they were rendering an apology to me. Regardless of whatever they said, I said no. And I said to them that for what you have done to me, you will never taste power again.
And I'm saying, Mr. Vice President,
and I said to him, Mr. Vice President, wherever you
I told them, English.
Now, so I said to him, Your Excellency Vice President of Ghana, now the record is that nowadays wherever you go, people hoot at you and they shame you. They say things, unsavory things about you. I am the cause of all those things because spiritually I have sent house flies to go after you guys. Then they started apologizing even more intensely.
The Vice President, Dr. Bawumia,
then the Vice President stood up from his seat and he embraced me. And he was teary.
Papa Nicholas Williams of Shasrosa no Suniti or her for man was so divo German and Kawati. Would you have any two papa menim ne German? Me here Abushop and him say, Papa, what can I imagine? Oh, I fair Samia Ukune, Vice President in Pennyfu account, or Piani Ajo Debo. Only one man, one prophet of God.
Now, I recall that the Archbishop spoke to me and said, that man of God, forgive me for my sake. Just forgive them for my sake. Forgive them for my sake. And I told him, for your sake, I have forgiven them. Then I saw that all of them became happy. I am just one man.
And it's true.
Now, when I tell you that there are some spiritual men in this nation that are at the helm of affairs, they control things in the spirits concerning the nation. You
President. Now, Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams.
You desire to be president of Ghana and rebel against the Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams. You will not see or taste power.
For Owusu Bempah and Yako Aquagotin Semina Abano, just a quaya or fast were frustrating MPP Amanyoko once Nani idea what did you woman chitia now 2024 ko baby as one more campaigner that just a year bo muku ye two omuguni idea and a year Yamidi for Penny Duncan Williams just and go for Dano Quachia no and Nam Sumo no Owusu Bempah what woman now bonnet a chair woman Yakoti Eddie Abano. Now I am wondering, sir, is this the same Archbishop Duncan Williams and Brebi Ochem? Abronye DC but now a yen media way a webi issue Edina Temna Sanqua for Nana Yera Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Samia Wuku Ejan Kwatwana. The same Reverend Isaac Owusu Bempah and Brebi Ochem Abronye DC any Bawumia supporters nibi Ebedina Tama and nen Fias was Negamunina come Womudina Temna Sanqua for na and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Ejan Kwatwa Debiam Casasem will say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as a candidate Nimunyeshi. But you see the very people around Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Sanqua for no who is she because say Abronye DC did Duncan Williams at them. Net 2028 emra so see ekotoa ba me kwa sole wa Duncan Williams asode me mfa me kokromotene nkotoa ba mfa ma Bawumia na Bawumia ba be ma wo ba be ma Abronye DC power say eyi wo be ma appointment se wo mra no be di Ghana for so because we didi me di fu pani atem Sasem we maka over and over again say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia needs to check his circle. He needs to check the people around him. Emma na adwen nya ne say wonu nanim na wo ballot paper so onu na Ghana for do mko kromoti be kwa akoto abade ama ni nteno obi a waka we chire bia no obi a no beka bibia yamba no yamba na asem ntungu esasa na asem hunhia emma ne fa sa ade ni hye litirim obi beto abade ama wankrofo eka ho ka ho bi en obi ntu aba so mfa ama wankrofo shu etwa ho ahia wo so ka ho bi eno ntina da na me besire Dr. Mahmood Bawumia say obi ba bonte na obeka bibi na Dr. Mahmood Bawumia asem a ye ken nipa ni di wachi a come out and let Ghanaians know say asem no simesi anaso obente eka no you don't support it basa okawa no tum na wanka ho hwea obia dwenye ne sasama ekɔ de eba ne ade nyina no wonim hu bi enne koka ba abonti no obedi atama obia be kase Dr. Mahmood Bawumia na asoma no abanya disi ba abonti no obedi atama obia be kase Dr. Mahmood Bawumia na asoma ebi shukura na wo Dr. Mahmood Bawumia se bi hu se koka gina abonti edi nsamfo ebia na wo fa phone frɛ no but since I want to mean condemn ni woni panim na Ghana fo hu so okay this is Dr. Mahmood Bawumia he doesn't tolerate nonsense ade bi kone nkoye ya obeka ho asɛmintiri ya de be hyaw abanye disi didan kan Williams atem Reverend Isaac Owusu Bempah we din atem the same nkrofo already atem no emwa na Dr. Mahmood Bawumia wo se dwane to wo mo the same thing na to yera Kennedy akompre ko hine Japan nkrofo ebedi Kennedy atem so ko wie akire no wo se wo wanim na wo ba rose paper so nti yan forget wo mo so wo ko Kennedy fie kokoto kopa ne chawo so o mebo na win 2028 election nti yan bisa se Kennedy na mebo na be win 2028 election na ye wie a wo be ma branya DC appointment wo be ma chairman sabosu appointment wo be ma lawyer attach ya wo be ma na appointment o say chairman sa na je se ko ka mo na wo na o maka hu ina wo ba be ma appointment and he will not do it. Onye to Dr. Mahmood Bawumia, if you are really serious and you want to win 2028 election, check the people around you. Adia ba kwa me de yada yera kompre kunu no ono asam ne sade tie no onfa ho se wono na da sode wo ba bonte be ye bibi e betia no be ba bonte be ka wasem onso so obema Ghana fo ho se adia nipa we be ye me Kennedy akompre ko hine Japan mi nim ho hwe. Ba look at Dr. Mahmood Bawumia obekara no atum okohia wo mo anu ochia wo mo na wo ma wo mo mo piafo nti Ghana fo so hu saade na wo mo fa ne se kene wo Bawumia wo na wo soma wo mo nyina se wo mo medi amanfo atem 2028 de enche na aba ene se de NDC amanyoko wo mu bu omanyi ni ade ze papa wo peto mapeni akunwa atena susu de you have to up your games nema wo ye ni esuma se mekopa we cho na wo krofo su se twa ho ese di atam ni ade de enya de be bo akra meto me sem ne hwo de amamode a na sabre ya me ne mo kasa zito abekasa last week Friday ena mebeka chiamo se eye ochiribe fi onabo ochiribe fi MP ene makofori dia wa ba bonte abeka se dumsha ene emene Ghana fo ne ade nyina no eye ade ache se NDC amanyokuo no ehya ase asante mantem hanum se ne dumsha ochechire ye ko ne ade ochiribe fi beka se sansa asante fo nto aba emfa ma NDC fo enu nti na wo de dumsha wo mo de mene ye na no na zito ne wagina so aka se sansam ya na mprepi MPP amanyoko MPs no wo mo ba bonte a wo mo beka no senye kroma wo mo tena shuku a wo makopa na kekoye kurase a aka wunya frɛ ho na bo achiribe afia wo beje so se me exactly wo mu bi ho no ma they behave as goats wo mo ye wo mo niama te se sebi wo mo eye nwan wo se saa na anu ado obi ba ye obeka se thebasement.com ye the base movement ye we base o se 2028 wo mo ni MP before nyina be hia na ja sentampe no wo ma hye ede abom yakwe na ye gotie zito ne nsem nyina no efemra sisia
zito kojo yengoso on the more serious note ochiribe afia kasa na say President John Dramani Mahama NDC for energy minister Sadio Mafaroma
say
ochiribe afi na abete wo moto zito ti ochiribe afi tie no
sisi a dum so de ndie omo de tatai asantefo omo de asantefo mo na mo se mboto abetia mo asantefo mo na mo se mboto abetia NDC no ye be kire mo se ye ho pa ye be dum kania mo aka se mo be kire mo mo mpase mo wufu yase ko ne ye kuma wufu yase ko that's what they want to do. And asantefo I was here sorry me send this form pay ASEM adibon na wo trim that's so their interest is to cause pain am I anything? Mudum son, Adane, who doom so you and Secretary General. Mudum sono, ye one crane, Covodiano, ye doom son, ministers there. And this is there. But Mudum son, you are Secretary General there. Omu Pramo Abramusu. That's what they are doing now.
Zito, the Kamavincha IMF one the base for Nomiade. It won't to me Jais statement when you know, be betting a Bejinaho, Abeka statements when you know, where ye MPP ni. Mama Babeka say ye the base for the ye base. Statement with you. We are MP. Yeah, why ye former deputy minister? Pain. Or no Babeka statement, or no Babeka Jina Ashante Rege Bekan Semu. Yeah. Or no, the one free base. Name of ye, my name is Totibus, and the idea your friends take up who say, ye base. Okay. What wrong? I may be near friend Kofikwa, Puano. Ena, what Tina could be as it first year woman about Puano, near Nini could you call. Na koko no so yakwa kunse ni etwa kangu kwa no ababesim wontu wocheso onim se de ka akora asiye said kai ba no ni ade no ena wonu woginam na koko yem koyo ni agina ko memra ba ko je so an wogina kwanu koko yem koyo na ma ba ko efren ko fi driver ni obabe gina wo de ka ni timi ba ya be gina ko na chi no bo abe oje pa wo ti na ni ohun ye no so soon car no kra modu no ena data mpa ne hina na o te ase na boadu no de ko vie agumio tie ni se bia we pra wo ba nso ahwe ade wo se car ne bo ne so aben ena na boadu no se kofi kwa de wa ma so wan free de wa ma kaye kakra free kofi kwa wo se me hwe ye wo MPC ni bi MPC ni bi any nipa bi wo Ghana ha okay say new school a wo mo koye ena position bi ekitekita wo mo ena say wo mo tena ekurase ti say de meme tena ekurase yi ye ekurase min ka say kuroketuam ekurase okay me say kasabre mu bi wo from ma ko mbeje so me Ashanti region NDC for nya say 34%. Yeah. It voters you know for calculator. Okay. For calculator near yes mathematics we. Yes mathematics. Yeah, for voters register one more votes no one voters in Ashanti region. Yeah, for so me base 2 million. 2 million. See bedu. Yeah. 2 million. Ne yanko pembe 34%. E be 680,000. E be say minus -70 64 omnia 34 until you minus 66%. 680,000. Some me boy Quran me boy answer na wo beka. Yeah. We dip one bet me nipa 680,000. We ye wo mo to aba no. Okay. Wo mo ma meka ho. Okay. Woman nana no ma meka ho etiam fa sesa enipa 680,000 woman mkokoto aba no wo de fa etiam fa so obi akora wo eba ene yire eba ene kunu okay so hu etifa times way 2 na san fa ka ho woman ma no woman nana no times 2 it win for be answer times 3 okay oh okay member 680,000 times 3 ababe 2,040,000 etiem fa ne se enkwala eni mpanyimfo a wo mo maame nom eni wo mo papa nom e support NDC wo be support NDC say ya wo benya 2 million de wo Ashanti region it is a president mama no say wo me ma electricity fo adum kanea sankofo no fie ye bedum ni bia na ye num ni bi ye bedum enti asom ya MP we wo kan nyansa be ni wo wo baby a wo betumi nya nipa over 2 million voters no de wo ye be 680,000 okay wo ne wo ma wo yirenom wo kununom ene wo abusua ni nyina wo de wo nkwala ye ko school nyina ye de aba be kan say Ashanti region ni nyina population no NDC fu wo ye fa so ye be 2 million na be 2.1 million buno SARS NDC for support base we no e be do so achen bono region no ene emu ni panyina.
Okay, so Ashanti region. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Enya 1,334,538. John Dramani Mahama, Ghana man panyini. Onya 678,000.
Also means we calculation we konya 680,000. Oh said the idea.
We obenya 678,000.
Okay.
595.
For 670,000 work.
Okay. 670,000.
What the year flat rate?
My copy no shronko kra. Okay, nti 600 okay, nti
670,000. What the board na yi bono raw
okay, meba. Nti the President John Dramani Mahama nya 600 okay, nti okay, nti me copy 600 you know. Okay. Pacho my copy. Nti yamra. Niyam
678. Not just also me calculation na me nya.
We am 34, but only at 33 something.
And we 33 point something. If say 2,000, let's 2,000 kakra bi na eba be ye. It is how you we na me fan say eye ma ne mema.
Oh, moto abama.
Yeah, wo moto abama NDC.
Okay.
Eti obia wo baba ako. E wo kunu anaso wo ba ene wo san wo kunu no wo ba.
Okay.
Anaso wo yere
to wo ba. One vote bi o to ma NDC bia wo nipa mienu
kind of times 3. 2,035,000.
2,035,785.
It is any part we say nyina e wo region na kokohwe bono.
Okay.
Bono nso
kasamame.
Bono region
mempe bono.
Ni kokohwe bono region. It is obi wo region bi a wo bewo enipa dodo say wo ho no se me kwa kopanihye sa nkofo no a. Papa ya MPS ma wo kenyanse bi ani. Because obi onu timi papa gina ho say sa akwatia no so wo nusu a obetu ne ho ade so. Wo nusu wie ye kokobi sa no a eno anso ogina ho. Chese me dwere ho a mente ase. Say na Ghana no nti na meka say honorable no enye obi a na wo say man that title because who define the meaning of that honorable no a me hunu bi wo sa MP we mu etu e wo frɛ na no anso wo kyere ba afi say wo ba be gina ho no wo feel say tambia no wo ba wo feel say Ashanti region na wo betwe insight against NDC.
Okay,
but NDC so ban so wo ye project development ye nya de chain NPP for we asem we oba kan ye me say wo 28% no ho adwuma na no ye e kwan nam so mbenya 28% na ye kasafo ne nsem bi etititi say ya a whole member of parliament region will be betimi enya votes 608 ko ayi bono NDC enya
235,681.
and NPP nya say
NPP nso nya 192,773.
NPP for no diom nya no and NDC NPP ni total vote no ho
the total vote no ma me fa we no check no wa ha na okay nti 235,681 plus 192,773. Total vote no ya 428,454.
One more to about what bono ho times 3
times 3. Omomtuma both NPP ni
so the back this 670,000
it is what the times 3 no what the NPP vote any NDC vote any one any omomanu ebe ye ne 3 dia ebesi 1,285,362.
eti any adenti na nkabono ho kora no wo nkonko ye we wo bono
ebusi anti sankrofo we nyina wo MPP mu wo mu wi a wo ma forget wo mo de aba Fred the base movement say ye we base to the MPP for na wo mo MPC we ba bonte no meka bibia metumi dwen ho am si odwen ho ansa wo beka anas wo bie na no a na ASEM no eba ye mekokọ message na si a Emilia say, Reverend Owusu Bempah, please, when you are seriously fasting for MPP to win power, Samira Bawumia was using our money to support his brother NDC man to win power over MPP. Rikus or say Abronya and Bawumia are one. Abronya was seated on the right-hand side of Bawumia the very day that he Bawumia was thrown and spewing, nonsense to a Siadun Ketia at the invitation ceremony. Emilia say, Reverend Owusu Bempah, please look at what they did to Alan Chermanten now. Look at your own friend Kennedy Akompreko in Japan, what they are doing to him. Not just a man, had a home bomb by cry, and farmer Bawumia biom. Me also, and I asked, so who are those members following Bawumia to that SDA conference? Bawumia, with all due respect, sack these people. First person should be Chairman Sabonsu. They are laughing at you, MPP. Him, I'll say, are you a free year? Since when did the MPP know they need the grassroots to win 2028 election? Cheers. Kiddo was said by a liar. The liar can cry blood, I don't care. And he will never and ever be a president of Ghana. Maybe Mali, Fulani land. As Samo Nature say, one hour, my show, free MPP, money, Diana. Ebufu show no aya na wo shrankasa eti bia tena se asema aba wankrata ne mu no wode ne nyina aba besom ye ma me twa me hu sima enkwaje aboafo nkrato enfemra sisia Ebusia services a wo hie bia no contact Danis garage na Lineage Clinic GH4 a wo mbeje ososonko na enkomotwetwe wo ho no mu no wo ne wo ahwehwe ATP atena se amema na kwaba ATP
nana ya sewa
bibia boko
yesu adum na nso e
oba dia darma me nso me ho yankasa nense be na aba wonkrata de
okay mami for the Ghanaian point and farmer yetiefo ni ahwefo nyina kwaba and farmer ne day showdown jumedies nene e wo kratafa etoso eyemienu nese eye de otu franka ede amaye MPP amanuku Dr. Bawumia ni foni eda hasene na anu ada wokopie mu e wo Bono region sunyan abra na SDA4 edi dwumadie bi ekoso e wo honom no kopie mu wo honom a wo de ensem bi etu da ni nyina ne se ena no da na di samanuko no e ba be ma no mo ye campaign no mu bu yaso ane sa titiri ni 24-hour economy ena ba bia bena bia na 24-hour economy ye ba ye be hwe na ja 24-hour economy ambassador bi ye maburu na wo my Ghana mu ase no e betimi anya enwuma ye papa pankasa e wo my Ghana mu ase abra wo kasa na pe no se ma mpani je Ghana for the ashema no se me mebusa wo se 24-hour economy na wo kan na way enwuma na wo ka so be bie dia ma youth no away and e krata the Ghanaian point twa wo foni kama e de ababa beto wa say Sanso na oba na siase wo kratafa toso mien sanso ne sie ma mpani JDM ni foni eda ha se kama na ne krata bo ho amane se ene ye mayu ne se ja wo ko ba bi na ja wo kwakwa akopa adwuma asema ne adwuma wura be ka kire wa na jese me na wo da na se jese okunturu wonom na ja me fa wo to before ansa na ja metima fo adwuma na se adwuma ho aye dinye papa wo man Ghana mu ase na mayu yi ye jeja ye ho ne eye adwuma yefo ya dansa na wo mo de se adwuma no eda maye na ye man pani JDM eye no reset ye to awo ko no man Ghana mu ase no kopie mu wo eye Eastern region na wodi etu dwa se saa dwumadi na se nsema na se ne ma be reba ya na ekoso wo man Ghana mu ase no ese no mo dwumadi bi ba be ba na so mo ba be hye emre bi de ato won ma wo pani na se wo ye be hu se wo di saa dwumadi bi edi abayo bi no emra ebetimi ene wadi ne krata the Ghanaian point so etwa wo foni kama so de ababa beto wase sanso na oba na siase so a na se ne dey ene yenwa na monketo ano wo mu ehya se wo mu chiro mu bi se ne kratai etwa wo foni kama so de aba na ye NDC MPP amanuku no kratafa etoso eye enai no ena wo mu chiro mu ka chire ye mampani JDM ni NDC amanuku se asa wo mu kamia kwa akore se ye dumsho na aba ne sa entu obesra mada se ni manim ya wo mu bra bonti na wo mu be pa achewa nkasa harina eye Mohammed ono na deputy eye general secretary de ma ye MPP abanuko no na ekase eno se NDC amanuko mo na mo share bo se second come ya mo be de so abofo ankasa na mo ba ba be hwa ma bibia tima kwa wano e de amaye wo bu ba be receipt o my Ghana na so e ba ne se na dun so ya sa sha so mo se animanum ya ma pani JDM energy minister no mo makeke ka ho nyina no mo mra bonte no paga na fo nyina acho ne krata the Ghanaian point etwa wo foni enso edi ababa beto wa say Me the custodian at the air to us so and also we PM crack saying my man penny JDM woke PM poem man and some man no worker say ne and my no quack pay you my penny in the back said this say my for one son which is a jamina would that before and son met me afterward you must say no one of them rabbi baba toward my why a bet show and I say who Jumania a bet show so yes I did no ye bet me a jelly when a crack and so elbow woman ye and so has say so and I don't mind say yeah papa ya de nyina ye man penny abedechie ye man penny John Dramani Mahama wonua be ma Ibrahim Mahama ne dia no ene na me no ka se watimi the first time I say dining over ede Goldfield ede man no watimi ayi gold na se watimi to gold no wode akwakwa ma ye gold board fo a ene krata elbow na wana baso ye papa se watima ya de ena no ada ne Goldfield fo na na hand over na ye omo na ehwe so na no so kra na ye nya onya Ghana ni na so ene Ghana ni be so omo no watima boa etu gold e de akwakwa ma eye gold border ene krata elbow ho bane enso ha se wona the custodian na eja wakenkan ni na become so e de amaye the new publisher at the air to us so and so be PM Kraten so a na sensema ye man pani je de be to dwa abroko PM ye po ye man tema wo chere mu ka chere Ghana fo nyina ene ye mo ma bie enwuma e wo kroma se wo mu se wontimi mie enwuma ni bi ma ye timem fo na se youth no na ebom sa ba ye bi ba wa so ye se eja wo ba be pe adwuma ya membie wa no na se men ka chere ba yo ne so be so ne da bi fo ansa na eja wo de adwuma no ahye ne nsa na se wo de adwuma na ma no wo ye be chew sa de ne de ye do be ko jail na se do be gina emra no and a crater the new publisher ebo woman ye enso ewa ha and na no da the Bank of Ghana ko piemu ewo or de audit e de by 2025 for the e de ba no ochire mu ka se oh my Ghana sa ka ye boy ye no ye 15.6 billion Ghana cedis and then the nam so ma ye sika sem no etimi gina ne na so na we na minority na ba bo so ka say Bank of Ghana ne this money ko throw is mu twan tranka sa wo kroma say mu be bie ma no ka che say 44 billion Ghana cedis ka ese ya hwere nye sa ye 15.6 billion Ghana cedis bia ne kratai ebo ho mane enso wa sesan so na finama kim eso ni foni eda ase na anu ada na broche festival ekoso wo winiba na wodi nsem bebre na editruja efa ya mamre ne amane ada ne da nyina no eya na ye di ne kratai the new publisher ede ho nsem so ababa beto wa say the daily guide at the air to us so and so be PM kratai so a and anu ada ne say na na otu for na ko PM o mention ne nyefedi agro wo ba mafo bebre na baso sa angelist a wo no ko PM e wo ye Dumasa ye resource limited wo no ma wo no na ye CEO honom no and the kratai e bo wa mane se wo no mom sa ye bo na baso ye papa na daily guidance so e twa wo foni kama so e de amaye Samson adamai mind say ye Ibrahim Mahama e da no na ye gold and the first gold that wo tu ya wo de akwakoton de ama gold board do and the kratai e bo wa mane amaye de samija fin ensa ka gold no makwa kowe amomo se esi na 110 kilograms and a krater elbo ho maniom se Ibrahim Mahama sa eja wudo my Ghana kasasa o my Ghana yetimedi ye site na se mining centers ne de mo my Ghana for won betima bo mo my Ghana timetumpon ye papa and a krater enso eka wasem enso e wo hase so and a minority no muche mu ka kire go Bank of Ghana say and some of money nam social media no my Ghana mo say ka say sika so mo hwere ye 50.6 billion Ghana cedis mo say nya no kure de biada 44 billion Ghana cedis no wasan enso emna be ka bi fan kire Ghana for 2025 for the sika no e bi fudi mu ye papa pen class daily guidance so etwa won foni kama so ede aba me the daily gist at the air to so and so be PM erokrata eni so a ne se minority no mu kyeremu eka se na no ada nsema ese board Bank of Ghana bejida PC so eka so my Ghana ese ya hwere ye 16.5 billion Ghana cedis no musanya no kre 44 billion Ghana cedis and my Ghana yetimi ahwere enti won kono sanso emre bi ne krata ebo won mane enso e wa hasan so na ye man dia be de cheda da na se do to franka e dia ma ya MPP amaniko na ye Dr. Bawumia wo ko pie mo wo bron region na wo kire mu ka se o my Ghana e dia ya na se timem for dia hye na no se wo mra bebu se man pani je di ense 24 hour economy o show my Ghana na we e di nwuma e we no e ne krata daily justice so e bo ho mane en so e wo ha wunya bia na eja wakin kan ni na bi kama so e dia ma san so e na Ibrahim Mahama ne first gold da se wetu no wo de akwakoton e di ama gold border Ghana for bebre na elbo na baso ye papa pen daily gist so elbo ho amane enso ewa ha me the daily searchlight at the air to so wo be pm el kratai eni so ane se man pen JDM ni phone eda ha say na ni nyina ensema medikan ekan wo se esi wo kwa page man na se panini ka cho so no beda ni manim ya kwa report sa ni pan betimi ejeli ne krata daily searchlighting so ekan wasem enso asesan so ena ya doctors for wo kuro ma say esi no makatwa na emma nyakopon on the 4th May wo mo to mo agumonti so ye papa demonstration upon demonstration ankasa wo my Ghana mo se krata enso ekan wasem enso ewa ha me the daily banner ede to so and so be PM krata so na Angela Lester ye na na otufo ebo na baso no ene krata ebo woman ye enso ewa ha sanso no pon kroban so se na anu ada wo ko bie suku adan ede ma omo wo mpesua ni pesua so no ene krata enso ebo woman ye so papa ye anka sanso ewa ha sei eye IGP Christian tete ye ho no ni phone eda ha se wadi ni pro sanitary kama na ene krata daily banner ebo woman ye se ye ma pani JDM na se wo pon na baso ye papa was sanka man pa mo dan pare anka minim de anka oye Christian tete ye ho nka abaye ekisa wo bo homodin ye papa na eye dwumadi a wo di ode hye wo nsa wo di no asa wo yire wo papa ye se ne kratai ebo ho ma ne se wo bo na baso ya enye fediagra dedi bana enso etwa wonfoni kama so ediaba me the chronicle ede sorry krata ni na so ne so be premo krata enim so a na say Ibrahim Mahama ena wo ka say ena say enam gidi a o man Ghana enya ni woni mu aseseja ye de say da man si ede man na watimetu ni first gold no wo ka kire o man Ghana e man pani je ediem say eye se Ghana ha say ne yankasa ene yetu ya de ma ye ko obi man so e ma ye meda ne sa site anasa mining center do e fa e ma say ni panene krata e bo ho amane enso so has a sanso and a go a minority some of moka se sika is a Bank of Ghana ya shre ya fie twem na moka se 16.4 billion Ghana cedis msenya no kwe de brada a 44 billion Ghana cedis and a krata the chronicle so at the home infoni at the babe to us it menyina krata so na me feda na ya se wan fade aka nyina fa meto so ma ye tefo adane de nyina mo je brete Kumasi Online TV TV and our face of Friends of Ken TV dankopon bo achina yesanso ebedin hyiamu bi
okay hana ATP meda wasiye papa sense ma ba won krata ne mu no hodi ni nyina no asom yen sabre ya me mo ka sei so ma beja fatina sia me wo mo eba aba betwetwe enkomo ede afade etwegudi de ekoso ewo ye maimu na nanu ada ene bushia ebeto abonte se ya de acha se Bank of Ghana sika wo ma shrepa de bushia 34.9 billion di kamba se 15 billion na eba se 15 billion na minority for wo mo so na wo mo press conference upon press conference and wo mo say share the man Bank of Ghana ba ya omeka so ma boka 15 billion ya de no kura bi anim na sika nkasa wo ma hre no 34.9 billion Ghana cedis ebushia wo mo akasa dia fa hode mu nkyerɛkyerɛ mu ni ade nyina no aba video credit no so enkoma 1957 news ma so be ka ho no yakɔ na yakɔ akotie ni nyina no ede abasisia.
The government and its spin doctors led by the NDC party officials who did that press conference are trying to convince the people of Ghana that the loss is 15.6 billion Ghana cedis. And colleagues, we don't blame you. We've seen many of you reporting that the loss is 15.6 billion cedis. We regret to tell the people of Ghana that this is not true. The true operating loss of the Bank of Ghana for the year 2025 is 34.9 billion Ghana cedis. And in fact, if you add back the sale of the gold or the proceeds from the sale of the gold, the 9.6 that I've just shown you, the true comprehensive loss position of the Central Bank of Ghana is 44 billion Ghana cedis. I'll show you with the numbers. As I've mentioned, that gold sale was to reduce it from 44 to 35 and also to remove the policy insolvency that they found themselves into. So I'll take you into the numbers on the next slide. As I mentioned earlier, the Bank of Ghana has employed a combination of artificial revenue recognition on one hand and clever accounting on another hand to try and cover up this loss. Now, this is the consolidated and separate statements of other comprehensive income for the year ended 31st December 2025. Before, the Bank of Ghana did not split its accounts into two. They put all the accounts in one, in accordance with the International Financial Reporting Standards. On the watch of this new administration, they have amended the accounting standards they are using. And now they split it into two and move some into what they call the other comprehensive income. So what you have seen as the 15.6 is only the operating loss that they have declared in the operating accounts. But when you go to the consolidated and separate statements of the comprehensive income for the year ended 31st December 2025, we want to show you something else that they are hoping nobody will look at. Look at the first line. That is the loss for the year, the 15.6 for the bank itself and 15.3 for the entire group, because you know they have subsidiaries. But as you go down a little bit, you will find that there are other transactions they have done that will culminate, we'll show you another line, go down a bit, that will culminate in a loss of, this is an additional loss of 19.3 billion cedis for the bank and 19.8 for the group. So if you want to see the true loss that the bank has suffered, it's not just the headline 15.6 that they have told you. It's the 15.6 at the top,
Online.
then the 19.8 at the bottom. For the bank alone, that is 34.9 billion Ghana cedis. That's the true operating loss. And for the group, it is 35 billion cedis. So colleagues, the second point we want to make to you is that contrary to what they are telling you, that the loss is 15.6 billion, please look into the account. You will find that the 19 billion has been moved into other comprehensive income. And if you put the two together, it's 34 billion. And that's why we're also drawing your attention to the fact that even this 34 billion, they achieved it by artificially generating revenue of about 9 billion from 50% of our gold which they sold. So if you add that back, sadly, the true loss of the central bank for the year 2025 is 44 billion Ghana cedis. Now, they have been going at lengths to try to hide this. In fact, even before the results were released, they briefed some of you in the media to start writing stories that there was going to be a loss, but it will be lower. I want to refer you, for example, to some of the stories published on the size of that propaganda thing they did on Thursday was to ensure that people won't pay attention to the accounts and you will just believe and be reporting everything that you say, that they've made a loss of 15 billion, it was, for good purposes, etc. You want to take into the account yourself. And there are 7 key things that we want to draw your attention to this afternoon. First, ladies and gentlemen, is that beneath the propaganda effort that they started on that Thursday, Ghanaians should be worried about something that is hidden in their accounts. And that is that on the watch of this government, the Bank of Ghana has for the first time in our nation's history become policy insolvent. And we shall prove it to you with their own numbers. I want to start by going to page 7 of the audited accounts that they published. Please go to the very top on page 7. And they start by defining what policy solvency is. Please go up to the very top. This is it. And I want to quote from their own accounts. Policy solvency reflects the capacity of a central bank to finance the full cost of its monetary policy operations, principally open market operations and other liquidity management instruments, from its own internally generated income without recourse to monetary financing or extraordinary government support. And this is how it is measured. It's in their own account. It's the difference between the operating income from core activities and the interest cost of sterilization instruments. So when you take all their revenue and then you take out their core cost of sterilization or open market operations, if you are in the positive, if you have surplus, then the Bank of Ghana is still policy solvent. If you are in the negative, then the Bank of Ghana has become policy insolvent. And we regret to inform you that despite all the propaganda, if you look at the numbers, for the first time in our history, the Bank of Ghana has become policy insolvent. Now let me take you to the numbers for you to have a look. They say in their report that in 2025, the Bank of Ghana recorded a strong policy solvency position, improving markedly over the 2024 outturn. This, fellow Ghanaians, is not true. Now watch. Policy solvency is when you add all the incomes so that you get income from operations, 22 billion, and then you deduct the cost of open market operations, 16 billion. That is the math that they have done and are explaining that they are 5.5 billion Ghana cedis in the surplus, and that it is markedly higher than the 793 million that the previous managers of the central bank left for them. Now we're going to show you why it is not true. The highlighted line, the line we've highlighted, shows the net gain from the sale of refined gold at 9.5 billion Ghana cedis. To arrive at that 22 billion, they had to sell about 50% of our gold assets to generate 9.5 billion cedis so that they could arrive at 22 billion. The reason is that around October 2025, they realized that they were in the negative. So to cover this up, they employed some clever accounting by hurriedly. And that's why you recall that when we kept asking, why was this gold sold hurriedly in the last about 2 months of the year, they couldn't explain. Only to say that this year, 2026, they were going to start accumulating new gold reserves. It was to generate artificial revenue of 9.5 billion. Now, if you take that 9.5 billion out of the other incomes, you will come to 12.7 billion. And now when you deduct the 16 billion from the 12 billion, you will be in negative 4 billion. Colleagues, negative 4 billion puts the Bank of Ghana in policy insolvency. This is the sad truth. This is the truth which the bank discovered in October and thus rushed to sell 50%.
When I share for mon fancha ya dum so yi ya de ache se a banka sentino wo ma behu ane se wo mu edum no nti we de mo na mo ma journey life unfortunately te call ye no me sure se mo de ebeche ye na video ye di kai ko boy ya na minority nani abere a wo mo resa brofo akese edugo num ni nyina Bank of Ghana for report bia wo mo de ba ye se ya de aban no aboka 50 billion Ghana cedis and one show church them say David Bank of Ghana Chantro Bank of Ghana dada Ghana Frankasa na kanka sebushia da hono me die 34.9 billion Ghana cedis sa so na minority no se kane no nanka Bank of Ghana kura ya dia anka on fa politics in fan reremu na so ndis yamanyoko e ba ye bibi bia da Bank of Ghana be ye bia not just what the politics no the remu now ya majority no mo ya press conference no mo church and ceremony ade just some there wo ma hwe bia de gu honom na say Ghana so there ade chiri ade se bia se eka emene ya ne se eka emene ye na nya sam ne yen kanka Bank of Ghana shukra de den na mo be ye no so be ma boka enye kaketwa say last week na maka chem say minority leader Alexander Afenyo Markets was so evidence corruption ni ade je say ekoso ndisi amanyoko mu a na wochi ya yewremu wo be ja ni nyina edi egu abontinti e bia no wo press conference we ya wo mo ye no eno ne ahyase no na sabre dia me communicators one more are ready Bernard KG Alexis why NPP communication team members also and Michael Opon one show ekasa edema National Democratic Congress me communicate na mama wo mo akwaba shonko ede aba fidie man say Michael mama mo akwaba
mejoso
bibia aboko de
bibia aboko
bibia de dana kwa so
bibia dana kwa
as always who obi abeso chia nana
yeah
any chia na ye shase ya shase
yeah me besa me chia NDC mpanyifo ni na titiri lawyer Abbas no within my regional boss na machia Yura lawyer Samejemfi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so, one more edge also. Bernard KG Alexis.
Yes, madam.
Alexis we be aboko.
Na dumson ntina ma system no mfa. Enya bi nya light mpo nya adwuma.
Me say the dumson dey asem.
E bi na me tia me fon adum. E ha dwen. Unya few minutes e wo charge kwa na adum no. Hardship. Medical, my my boss. Lawyer Justin Fripon Kudia. Online. General Secretary, my chairman, regional boss, Honorable Poyando. My chair, Dr. Francis Adomako, Regional Secretary, Commander Francois. A lawyer Bonsi Chichi, KBK for Assistant Secretary, Deputy Secretary for Ashanti Region. Kuka, Chamadino Kwapia. Asante Mankuka, Ashanti Regional Chairman, income. And your team swang. For Regional First Vice as well. Nature Commander Razak, Subin Youth Organizer, and so pay Regional Sarah Organizer. Messan Switch,
yeah, see what
what's the infant shall say free.
Video Naja, ye kai boy, ya na mo press conference. Kada honum name 15 billion Bruno.
Anyway, a Canada no crane a biom 15.6 billion or more. It's not the actual figure because they are public, you know. But the minority too has a way of Subenyano. Okay. Minority, you know, they didn't know some Mubenya. People didn't know the minority could get it. Okay. Because they realized, say, on better any other figure, just to go with it. But it doesn't work that way. Okay. As I said, the Bank of Ghana no, is not a political something. It's for the entire country. How I see some Bokano is about the dollar. Okay. The dollar no. As then they want to push it or cushion it. Now be 11, 10, 12. Now be but if we should allow Bank of Ghana to operate, says all the 10 million Ghana cedis are 5 million Ghana cedis to cushion the dollar. No, I think those things are not helping the country. I'm allowing a bank to operate or other things to do. Operationally, you know, or share other banks or the other debts or some restructure, no more, which are many. The government should interfere much in a Jumano Moyen. They shouldn't. Interference in the door. So, na bank na ekofom. Na sika na ekofom no so no. As kon say na Samije Visher abeka bi. Ono amunzo make losses. Ya the gold assurance. O manager pade kese ba ko. Your reserves. So what is happening? Ama gold boss to me boka. Say ASEM na mfa wan he na abeka bi. Ba unzo boka ni e ka Bank of Ghana ASEM. Yanka good board ASEM. Today na abeka bi. But just because if you say also no so cabin you know abeka ohun say ko office ono boka meanwhile so boka gold board no mo boka. Okay, there are huge losses there. Amu boka Dr. Gideon Bakuka I see this is the second time a Bank of Ghana no lose heavily now about 5-10 years now. I didn't know say basa the government is spending and normal be didn't say or spending on imagine say dollar no oh quickly then they cushion it. I think in a way the government is not helping the Bank of Ghana operate 20 unappointed governor. And the NDC government should be competent enough to handle the central bank of the country. Because at the end of the day, so Anuchigua, a man who seeks and banks near the Nabajegu. Because bank be agent is a one face deposit to treasury below Omuna regularity. So what is happening then? I think the government should be up and doing. That's it.
Okay, Alexis Meda was Michael Maminti Wunzwe.
Yeah, with the issue of Bank of Ghana, no, answer no mebaso no. On make a point to be said, Gold Board has made a loss. We have told you without number, say Gold Board has not made any loss. Obekaya, spokesperson for IMF, around January 2026. Obekachre say gold losses now MPP for. And I say Ghana for Ekano is an accounting loss, not a Gold Board loss. You can Google a GH1, it was 6 January 2025. So it doesn't matter the number of falsehood you peddle to the public. Say Gold Board has made a loss. Gold Board hasn't made a loss, and you know for fact. Number two, or say Sami Gemfi abeka sa same way. Na Sami Gemfi o Gold Board or no. One make a loss. About the Bank of Ghana there. Don't you know that Gold Board, any Bank of Ghana, or more some connection be they work together. And I win him. Now 10.8 billion as some generating my Ghana within 1 year. And Ufri say Bank of Ghana. Bank of Ghana. Bank of Ghana. Why are they there? their primary function is to support economic stability. So what you say, and Sami Gyamfi have every right to open his mouth about this issue.
Okay.
After with the issue of Bank of Ghana, no, what they say MPP for a raising comment say you're making a loss of 15.9 billion into Muhumbida. Then you ask them how many losses and make here under President Akufo-Addo as Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces of this country. Number 2, Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah say 15.9 billion no enye actual but minimum 44 billion. Okay, yemfa ne say
4.9 billion.
34.9 billion.
Yeah.
Yemfa ne say 34.9 billion. Right? Yemfa to. Obekaya way back in 2022, a report from Bank of Ghana, MEA who say under the regime of MPP, Oman making a loss of 60.8 billion. True or false? True. 60.8 billion. Can you compare 60.8 billion to 34 billion?
Kumasi Online.
No. Bank of Ghana, it operates under the Bank of Ghana Act 2022 Act 612 as amended in 2016 by Act 918 and as of 2025 Act 1158 and the Public Financial Management Act 2016 Act 921. What is their primary mandate? 1, to ensure economic stability. 2, to ensure the maintenance of public prices, to ensure the maintenance of prices. Ask them, say, at the time of MPP, making a loss of 60.8 billion in 2022, which is the highest ever in the history of Ghana. No? What was the state of the economy at that time? Never compare at that President Mahama was making a loss of 15.9 billion. And it's the state of economy. Can you
and
compare
even
them?
as now, the dollar too is definitely down. Dollar to see the Nukra.
Yes.
In India.
In 2022, MPP for no make it no. Or making a loss of 16.8 billion. No? Remember that inflation near that 54%. You 54 countries in Africa. Ghana was the third highest. We Zimbabwe and South Sudan freewa. Oh, they are not in China. Your credit rating. An international agency UK. You're from Fetch Solution. And now say S&P International Credit Rating. At that time, omu rate your young status. You can't young status. Nation already 40 more debts. So what you say? Next a bankrupt nation. Oh, they are not in China. Inflation. Food prices. Say one of the primary functions for Bank of Ghana and so maintaining food prices.
That are able to do that.
Food prices at that time increased, we say, over 122%, according to the World Bank 2022 October African News Post report at that time. 122. And all the 54 countries we have in Africa, Ghana was the first highest with the inflation in this country, in this continent. So what you say?
Yeah.
And at that time, during their inflation, it was their economic stability was not good. But okay, time it is good.
Okay.
Yam fair no kran to nchen. Yamla 2024, omu make a loss say. Omu make a loss of 9 billion. Meboa. 9 billion. Busa on say what was the state of the economy at that time? At the time a Bank of Ghana it make is 9 billion. Ebusia for o they are not to nchen omu free so at that time your public debt. Satama Bank of Ghana, as in 2024, we making a loss of 9.6 billion. Your public debt, now say 726.7 billion, equivalent to 61 of gross domestic product. And now I know because a Bank of Ghana issue a report telling Ghanaians
online
as in 2025, a reducing from 85%. Or the bar, now say 641 billion. So what you say?
Yeah.
Depreciation of the cedis at that time. Cedi no a depreciation to the dollar.
Yeah.
Say 19%. To the pound, 17%. To the euro, 13%. But President Mahama Bayano, almost were making a loss of 15.9 billion now. Yenti bidano. And then cedi no are appreciated to the dollar 40%. In your adult life, when was the last time I would say cedi are appreciated to the dollar 40%? To the euro, say 30%. To the pound, say 24%. So what I say. So you people don't try.
So meaning definitely there's going to be a loss because of the city depreciation.
So what I say.
So that is what Alexis is also trying to say. Because I'm pumping sika, no so can be to pushing the dollar. Say you buy a dollar the better for.
And what? That's what you should have said. That's what is making.
Now also debit you.
But not just a city no. Comfort and noise.
Meba.
Bank of $1. Tell me. And this government Ben do want $1 about that. You tell me.
Okay.
Coming January
2016 $1 say.
For 3.80.
I know the bedroom say.
And I'm for the start.
I know the bedroom drop it back.
For the start.
Bedroom say.
I'm on the bedroom say. You tell us.
So you fat and you see there is a difference between the NDC as a political party and the MPP as a political party. So what I say NT Otis will be making a statement about the losses and no Busan said na breso say losses no make it. Bank of Ghana at that time 2022 making a loss of 60.8 billion. At that time Obekaya between November and December 2022 Omode Adie a friend gold for oil policy. Yeah. And what was the primary function of the gold for oil policy by? To ensure a national economic stability by reducing dollar or more fuel prices above from. Asking for me say at that time fuel prices na say almost the dollar so the ever from no or kukuru free 380 pesos as in 2016 Eddie Bedu say 17 cities or the public debt every 120 billion as in 2016 Eddie by 680 billion or the credit rating every B minus ebedu John status. So what I say. And in all that, according to the World Bank Ghana's 7th economic update as in 2022, about 850,000 people were plunged into poverty in 2022. But the only the emissary, so economic mess is way never causing no more the share Russian and Ukraine war.
That was what I was going to say. But as at that sana COVID is what
but World Bank online say economic mess na Yokomu in 2022 no was not due to Russia and Ukraine war, but it was the poor mismanagement of our leaders.
Okay, now just a more show Israel near you talk where by
Russia and Ukraine war Koso. Israel and talk on Koso. But look at the state of the economy. So what I say, yes, say
fuel and tourism in they should remove that tax.
As a responsible leader, it's a problem. But
what the taxes by?
You must take responsibility and solve it, not blame games. Nigeria, no more honor. That time, I'm recording inflation of 54%. No more recording 18.8%. Their budget deficit, excess expenditure over revenue. At that time, I'm recording 5.5. Ghana, you're recording 15.7 times 3 of that.
Nigeria cry better than Ghana.
And to Busan said Nigeria and Ghana. Why not COVID affect one the most? Why not affect one the most?
Nigeria Ghana.
Yeah, okay.
Now Ghana is okay compared to Nigeria.
Okay. Economic stability. You are done the money NDC are buying achieve currently. Now way back under the old regime of the MPP. Yeah. It tells you say a foolish man will always complain that there is a hole in his pocket, but a wise man will use the same hole to scratch his private parts. So that's the difference.
Michael, no. Oh yeah, not just ebe mo akese no webu e dia to honom na wo kire se NDPP aba mo wo so mo kra de mo ka mo brudi gu ho kra na enye ka
60.8 billion.
Enye sika ka 60.8 billion kra de okogo na ukogana we mi ade na akobo nyina ni nyina no ebe yi e dia ba yet one some ne so dia energy situation is stable. John Jinapo ena kasa asem we nyina Ede ache Ghana for Bernard. Anapa Alexis. Alexis means.
I'm in Charles in Amatinamia. Also aspire for regional youth organizer. Pane. Jumedio Dino, Medino. We had regional games. All the champs. So I think we really did well as well. Okay. On our next topic, energy crisis. And we can once a month. I'm not an energy expert, but all I can say is the government should tell us the truth.
Okay. So what is the truth that you know?
Me, I don't work at TCG, so I wouldn't know that.
But you say the government should tell us
the reason is that. The reason is that. Yet, I say Python. If I say I want to do substation or whatever. I didn't know where that needs to be came from.
We saw the video circulating here.
That is one. Online. Machines be that's another story. We also heard say they are doing maintenance, changing transformers and all that. That's what we heard again. Now there's another story of, and then we read this story. We'll say about 3,050 or 350 transformers new per John Jenapo. Some reading some no the buy now. I say or the black beat cool. Any events a VRA to revamp 2,500 new transformers nationwide have arrived and they are going to change so that the power will be stable. Power no already has started stable. And 7 Maka 5 or 4 different stories. Python, Abeka Akosumwashi, Abeka transformers. Fakano 3 or 4. They say they should tell us the actual truth.
Maybe you know the actual truth. Because if you don't know the actual truth, what they are telling us, we have to go by it.
Technicalities, there are issues there, and monetary issues. Gas, the thermal plants, gas, the government doesn't have the money to buy gas and fuel to power these machines. Okay, so let me ask this: what has your government ever done to help the energy sector in this country? Thank you. But my government online.
Yes, your government was doing so.
8 years of power.
There was doing so. There was doing so. There was doing so. Have you forgotten? No, 20. There have been doing so. 2022 there was doing so. 2023 there was doing so. No, there was no. Even in 2024, that was when that was 2023. Yebisa Miyama de nyina na pose sisi adum so abani ade wo ma your timetable ka che Ghana for say ya yenkopa your timetable. They have always been doing
because there was no do so.
Has never been so. I would say
there was no do so. Until man ka chem so any timetable.
And today na ye dundum na so na
I don't know we maintenance.
Have you even forgotten? Yeah, ra otumfo te kokosho na abia e ka kire Ghana Ghana for say ne fridge esi ne fie kura dum so asa ne fridge.
Oh, no too for the fridge users any fridge. Otumfo no light out can.
I don't know 2 for light out in Kano.
Oh, they didn't come for 2 for.
I like the Asama that would be
2 for light out.
No, you so in Asante man. But the man for the year they've always been doing so. My question is, what did your government do to help? Because Anya showed the NDC, one year bibia minimum 7 for NDC be frabem. What they are married plant by? The same Amari plant is a one more at the cotton plant. The transport, the money even involved. Say, by your bedroom, Santaman analysis.
The plant in Nura.
Now, also plant, of course, the plant is here.
And it's working.
That's why I'm asking you, sir, what did your government do? Say, by your doom so bad.
The government buy and work on the also, maybe so. Doom son, he has to maintain it. I don't maintain it. What do you want him to do? Oh, they agreed to be. Now that's how I agreed to it. It's great.
So your government did not turn up.
Tell me, unless you tell because my back.
Okay, so now what do you want the NDC government to do?
Like I said, they should tell us the truth. Which says you can't anymore. The better cars near their power thermal plants near there. Okay. They should solve that one. But the stories we action is what I don't get it. And normal doom sonny there is something probably you can go through it. But the rate at which NDC time now cost on a day.
It's serious.
No, you can put off.
But
over 12 hours.
I am beginning to believe when today our president when he was aspiring to become the president.
And someone will talk about him so because
Ghana for
12 hours. 12 hours. To make a like 12 hours. How? It's a lie. MPP time. I find do like 12 hours. Tell us. Even if there was doing so in MPP time. MPP time and go in 6 hours. I can tell you MPP go in 6 hours. But Mama day, me say now there's a miracle was I know me how. And then me call office me call office 9. Me start here Juma 10 o'clock no doom light. I'm so now about 12:30. How do I work? I'm comfortable now original man. How do I work? So you see, at the end of the day, no, doom submit and someone can crunch. If there's a proper timetable, when you go through it. And him said time we be doing. You be buy me phone do me. Say me light to officer. Come here, be send my charge me light. But why must that be? They should tell us the truth. Say energy, gas and all say talk to maintain the thermal plants, the machines. We don't have any problem. I'm already plan to whatever. Me, I won't blame anybody. My issue is that they should just be fair to us. Send them to doom light in there. It is too much. And you find even workers are complaining. Kevin tell a video, but I can't. I say, unto machine see Ghana say Juma. So you can see that. Go and see how that some people are suffering. I'm on my printing press. Go and see how they are suffering. Go for Juma. They are buying all sorts of fuels for the machines. What is happening now? So are we saying, and this advantage should we sit in doom so?
Nobody is saying that.
And the MPP, okay, provided MPP time doom so by. So must we continue being in doom so?
No.
What are we talking about here? As a country, can't we move on?
Yeah.
Can't we do something to say even and you don't take it from cry. 12 hours saying. Baby 3 days in solar, they have to complain. You say transformer, you say a fourth way, then light up. Pema Intel, they want to sell ECG. Pema Intel.
Oh, but me, if they want to sell ECG, I think it is the best because, frankly speaking, ECG, one of the institutes in Ghana, me into me, if the government decides, say your politics are some, na say abang decide it's okay. Yanto ECG cry and from a private company, I would applaud it and then I would forward almost say they should do it. Because at the end of the day, even if you're having a problem. Now, what ECG officer? They are reaction in Pono.
Public Accounts Committee. Public Accounts Committee. ECG office. Public Accounts Committee.
To talk about.
She's come with by ECG. Come with you.
Public Accounts Committee. They want to sell ECG.
This is not the way. Because at the end of the day, no say, any problem is selling. By the say. Can chair my timetable. Doom so no obesa we are proper. Ni aja to send this there doom so.
Matia Michael Yonko.
Thank you. That's it.
All is yours. The floor is yours.
Or pedo force would be brave or something. Must online. Or more the benenam sa. Unse ubusa no question. I was very happy. Or say MPP as a political party no. So what I say. I attended in 1992. If free say anytime bia Ghana for ebe mo makonya mo maba aban no dey no maye no energy sector unse no come merry go round
Buidam man is here unse 1992 unse no come merry go round o make it 1992 and this catches over we sit down was it not for did Buidam
where are you
Buidam is here
are you done what's no come merry go round enye ntiatia mu
onka de mai
ye busao
kasef dam no mesi ba kokra kana minti so no so ba no si dam gedu
say how MPP for
Alexis mama
o respect fat na na mo keka no say how so what you say what betna ba be twantra kire Ghana for say there was no doom so under MPP for 8 years we yes na what them because 1st December 2021 everybody watching me can Google this story under City News Otumfo ekachre say my electrical appliances have been destroyed by Dumso. Me pacho 2021 before God the man. Na President Akufo-Addo net so na Mahama net. Yes. Na President Akufo-Addo. Enti onza na trap na chibela. Enti say what say MPP ni aba betna ha. E twantro say for past 8 years no they kept lighting for 8 years it's forced. Because even in 1st May 2024 at May Day celebration President Akufo-Addo ebetna Ghana for enim ka kire say he has solved Dumso, but the following day there was Dumso at Pantine, Snake Flat, Obojo, Takrade, Medina, Spintex, all those areas we experienced Dumso, including the IES. At that time, 2nd May 2024, mu issue reports. Eba say President Akufo-Addo ababejina Ghana for enim ka so solve Dumso is false. So at 2024 na nyame na namte so. Into obetna na pedo force we are. Na Ghana for eye di ho yawo me pa cho enka no ba bia bi he ye bae no energy sector ho no So what I say, energy sector hono. This is the first time in the history of Ghana yenya energy minister or oil listening leader onto chick emanko for the situation where ibenya energy minister be our best nako na Ghana for ebeka say here timetable or say go and prepare your own timetable. Ni ref ne duty ne say he is appointed as the minister for energy to serve the interests of this country. Ni refi ni momo ono no betu chick amaye ni na ni atikromu awo ni atikromu na we na koso. But ye buy and when you better energy sector, you better a cut of 80 billion with a reduction of our crude oil from 71.4 million to 48.2, representing 32% of our reduction. You must online. You had over 500 million US dollars. World Bank guarantee. Victor any ENI near the cat. You had 500 million US dollars. Eco clear debt. Nina MPP Nijatu. Because of this, you have 250 million savings at all. And a year restriction of 1.1 billion energy debt at MPP for at all. So what I say. And even in 2016, President Mahama na debia mudi dumso target or the 250 American emergency power plant eba Ghana. Or the 400 megawatt of thermal plants eba or the OC 220 megawatt of pond thermal plant eba. So what I say, mono yebusa MP ubusa MPP ni say 8 years on better so dear no ye no energy sector ontimi nka bi the obeka ne say ojaka. So what I say, on say no mo ye so sure obeka ya in 2024 say Wontumi President Mahama dum so beba because of omunim boni omedino energy sector ntia a trap. So what I say, but you see, no matter how many spirits plant a man's death, it comes to nothing unless his personal God has a hand in the deliberation. So what I say, it doesn't matter if once God is not once God is not accepting what you people are doing, grow. So what I say, when you say about in history, can MPP ni grant me can when you say because answer na meko history in 2006-2007 there was doomsday in Ghana, right?
Yeah.
This problem na physical problem but President Kofo a spiritual problem or kofa so for akoso mo dam so mo ko bompa yenguso problem na ba na so bi no wa kofa so for we bibia na yede mpa iboka ho we ni na ko so okromu a but on say MPP for no propaganda na yo mo de o me yo ma gen say o mo di doomso be to Mahama so. But you know, said doomsday. This is not the first time we are experiencing doomsday in this country, right? No government, I repeat, in your platform, no government in the fourth Republican can come out and tell the people of Ghana, say, you are experiencing doomsday on Abreso.
Okay.
So what I say, 94, 92, 206, 207, 2021, 2024, 2025, doomsday on Ghana. Now, answer I'm doing Manubesino. Unim say at the time, Anna. Kwame Nkrumah ebeye akosomo dampo no say UP efri MPP me wa omo nananom Dr. JB Dankwa ene Kebuzia eko USA esan say omo ne Kwame Nkrumah pre-general election 3 times omo lose unity no omo ko USA that then president at that time Asin the White omo ka chen say over 471 million loan na anko de be ma Kwame Nkrumah no de aye akosomo dampo no omo se sene yamfa ma Kwame Nkrumah unim se nka ka kitwa bi nyame ampata nka MPP ntinki enya akosomo dam ka besi na nka mnu yenda lighting bridges for any hu yamobo eno mo buy 35 million pounds eno kwa hwede Kwame Nkrumah ye so imagine say nkanya MPP for nananom UP Dr. JB Dankwa ye president Akufo-Addo nana Kebuzi affairs professor for University of Ghana enye abro and call USA echo pedo falsehood against Kwame Nkrumah. Can imagine 471 million then Kwame Nkrumah de beye. Kwame Nkrumah, he was a visionary leader. No who future and say currently say your population 1 million krana. As time goes on, no, a bit increase it. No person expanding wide. So what you say? But MPP for coin 35 million pounds per head or the year. So just imagine say Kenya 471 million US dollars now. Kebeko ye nimkra chen say.
So almost so AC buidam.
O say.
Also musi.
Kuvo anya buidam.
I know say it was a contract and ye kufo Enkwana a fund yes.
So what you see?
It was a Chinese company.
Government that person.
It started 2008. 2008 election. It was completed 2013. 2013 this in an.
And why are you peddling this false food on this platform?
Okay,
it was initiated.
NDC knows 8 years. And the never party card was all right. You should sit here and defend this doom something. But about we are here. You should defend him so. But about have a party card and so light.
So what you say?
Never party card was all right. You're new light. You are here defending so.
Stop beating around the bush.
Nobody is defending doom.
But
No, I didn't say someone here. I only asked you say, what did you add on my Ghana? This whole greed that me I will cover by any idea. That's what I was trying to let you understand.
Just keep quiet. What I say? Every 8 years.
Now Chinese
government of money.
Chinese one go from back. Others of them go for them. I want to go from back. I want to solve something. Government now go to that. Go for buy. We sell it. I go to Bukwan that mine. What can you do to also top up? I said let's put up and down. Then you have to consult the Chinese people. How do you put up and down? Then it came to your list. And my question is.
You have not done anything under the energy sector.
Sino Hydro
project.
That's what I'm trying to let you know.
Even roads. When I can read and understand, what are you talking about here? When I can read and understand, Sino Hydro project.
Provide your evidence. Where is it? Libra.
With next topic for discussion. If you see NDC would be removed from power over jobs. Mamisha saying free Michael. Yes, NDC, but too much dear son said in you.
Yeah, with this kind of issue, say jobs, may I urge my government to say
okay.
So what I say, me as a patriotic citizen, I dare anyone, me family boost to me home.
Okay.
So what I say, because say human you are, an individual's basic necessities in life, which is food, clothing, and shelter, will be very wanting. And ya can economy ni na nu bottom.
Okay.
So what I say, also learn upon unya duane and tondia na o refikra die o. So what I say, Minister for Employment, Onshan is Apomunsio, time no air click. There is no time like the present. So what I say, because all kind of sound a bit my possible. Because Ghana, that one of the main reasons why I did 2 MPP, because at their time they were not telling the truth to Ghanaians. They were changing figures. Obekaya, Minister for Employment, 5.3 million jobs. Bawumia Subeba created 2.2. So I know the CV Ghanaians. Internet a share before. Enti send young focus on economy nko young focus on jobs and so me a youth. So I stand for the youth. In a situation where I'm about to na and yes so now obekoni no me mpem kontompo NDC your communication yes and dey e try e fruma you cannot correct. So what I say.
Okay. Yo Matia Alexis Ochibe if NDC be lose election because you may know.
Say oba no promise jobs oba no. It is all about teacher recruitment. You can hire 7,000 and 700,000. Teachers at TVS. Teachers at TVS saying. But you see, they deceive the Ghanaians say pay way about even as we speak. Unemployment 34.4%.
Serious.
From resource. From resource.
I have a TVC. At the May Day event, roughly 34% or 34.4% overall unemployment. While headline economic figures suggest stability overall unemployment remains high with labor leaders, arguing the economic recovery has not translated into descent.
What's it say?
34.4%
currently. Okay, maybe.
Yeah, it's 34%.
Join news. 34. And I visit Kazakwa. It's your deal. Your paper that them. That's what I want to do. My paper that them. And masters for that matter. No, but you joking as if I have no idea about whatever I see. But I know whatever I'm telling you. Cross-checking doesn't mean it's not true. Cross-checking doesn't mean in America. I know what I'm saying.
Yeah, listen.
So, the unemployment issue now, why is unemployment still not? Young funny pastor is the government which is not making room for businesses to also expand to employ people. Ghanaian youth are going to be said, "I buying or buying phobia." That shouldn't be. The private sector must be empowered. No be a coastal or funny power. Dum so koso. Yen ton enam na enko e bi say. Obeda employ ni pa ba no abeti omoka. The government should make the even GRE kase na GRE taking for in this country. I will be shocked. Ya beto shop all because of bribe bi obi pa when chairman nti o.
KM ekura ha adwen na GRE.
Me say bribe bi obi penti. Bribe bi me office recently. Go ACG for bi ba. I'm say meter no kai there. Yeah, AC name for meter more or something. I'm say what do you mean? And then our contractor and AC na you told us over 1,000 a month. You are telling us that the AC na fine 1,000 a day. Yeah, China move. So I had to go to the office, talk to them.
Online.
One of the guys were telling me, guy no ba hono. Ona also ko hunu. Nyame na also be humi wa. I'm say and say ECG or the notice na brem na maba. Ne ba also me ko hu guy no. So quickly man carry na me guy be HR airport one about some friends say masa nko for no me ya dey bi. No ma me number be we do. I had to call the main director. Not to give me those people's number. Ohono friend number na phone na do. Just because or pebra bibiaje one farmer nti no wa cho notice ebra office. Then the guy called me. Didn't know one friend and I'm saying, "Master, who want me to see you? Who be on chance? How? We are doing what does I even learned national service for Crown and ASEM. National service. No, because you say we are there maintaining. Into the bribe na no we are call. Young call for us are part of 5 people who don't employ us. Yes, we will be to a day remind will be a shop or 4B. A day be an impako we earn 500 cedis a day. Because a day will make you over 5,000 profit a day. We have 5 million a day.
We can hear saying
a month.
Obedi just can be the employee will be fulfilled.
At the end of the day, unemployment, Me usually I don't blame government. Government, no more was on here for now. Is to empower the private agency. Private, so it's a private environment, taxes, China mobile. The best
fantastic.
Online.
Taxes are tax free. So 5 years is the same. No what Musa Anashi. Obesa be establish it. Yes, I started before. Are you getting it? But here we are saying in a beer shop in Nia and Kajia for taxes. But foreign and urban, you see, a foreign antino, you shall allow him to operate. Malcolm monomatic carry. They are foreign companies. But much carry. Because money tax we are 5 years in your marketer. Now China one inside a revenue make a day. And inside China more, a car revenue make a day, you'll be shocked. But says Cano, for the first 5 years, or better in Kenya and profit. Giddy no aton, that's what they were doing MT and Abeka. Now we talk about riba, now we talk about because of that tax free.
So, Alexis, my main question way, and real night, inclusive program no for the day. What should we do? Like, what should our leaders do? Said the Ghana because sometimes you sit down and then you think of all these things. Checking the resources on my year, and we are not able to do anything better for ourselves. Bibia just say yekwakra obi akọ school we 4 years onye adwuma ye teacher ni beba be chira for a good 1 year salary friend salary na ebi mai so aban penifo ebeji aketua manti bia benya allowances ebenya full coupons ni ade na timemu ni na wo say na da age ekoto waba no na bebi a wo timi no eholoma eno timi. Can we do a magic just to change this country?
Ghana is about Article 72. Ghana. No, put that mindset in your head. It's about Article 72. If you are not Article 72 office holder, forget about Ghana. That's all I can say. Because MPC Kaba, common fund ba, and common fund it's almost over 600 million or 60 million Ghana cedis to a district assembly.
Yeah.
Yes, I can say the chair teachers car send a bit to me to Amoka. How many people can get that money? And on that chain. Now, some of public accounts committee.
Yeah.
Will be out of 200,000 a day. 2 billion a day.
2 billion a day.
On drip.
Ghana.
Drip.
Say
drip no. Or the you can free aqua crime in him. Drip no is of this assembly for near Jumano.
And now what to AC the abubum.
But my question is, Miss Article, I think that when you are about waste. Article 7 to 2 for no year. Omonona monument one money salaries one money for no transfer. Yema mu say spouses we musika agofa no be charge ade but no agofa no be uni ka obi akwa nim say etu omo yereboka. Ne yenim. So Ghana no enye yi.
Ghana enye yi.
There and Canada.
Do you know why?
No, you should
say Article 7 to 2 for no until that law is scrapped. In fact, no, medical ma 2 examples. Me say government as conserve the 2 holders. It you muka pepe. What is as parliamentarian sikakem for 1 year da? What is 3 months brother?
They go on allowances
but so you talk
now.
They say a class speaker allowances. Sick now kwabo cheba you tag from where lectures no kurano. They have to go on strike and all that before they will be paid.
Oh no, speaker there man better na be.
That is that. I don't know president there.
No, it's sometimes it's very sad.
Personally, I feel it's our leaders. No kweni say kasa mani ni scan ni edintro. But no kure bi any baby say bosomi aso. This best way music amom, this best way music amom. E kuro no say inflation former on pre-salary increment.
No.
I getting it. And no more boy they are on pre. But you keep increasing. We increase ba on also person we increase next no. Na go Cote d'Ivoire next common next due over 12,000.
Oh.
Near Tiama lecture 9,000. Is it not sad?
Ghana next in 1,300.
2,500. 2,500.
A country like this, obi ejuma
now
500. And you check debe rate, employment rate. Sika everywhere kabia e was what a day. And you always scared to coin.
Remember obi university or your national service. Yes, me ko rent down. National service is about 750 or something a month. And then I'm renting about 10,000, 6,000, 5,000.
If you're ready 2 years.
Oh, first can wait. Maybe one more poor. I just could be so be when you say scam as a loan. Minimum be as a now hand ne allowance no the loan.
Oh.
About 2 boys in the sending the craft the 5 me. No the name no so better public office Kim or better neka.
No.
And the Ghana say it's about leaders. A dintina, Papa will hear you, see a chanica. Yenjo, next can invest it. That's what is happening.
Let there be a man for now who hear the bush.
NSS, one agency, NEIP, says can work as scan it to me. I'm to me hold this can nego bank. Your interest of ones are with Chamoka. Into go 6 months. Yes, they are investing 1 million Ghana cedis. Yeah, over 500,000 or so. Yeah, as a CEO in Kofobi Jesus can sana. They be 2 amoka. Reason we say absane NSS accord agreement. Some month be absa will pay so that they won't be in debt. But absa they are buying to me in the car because on all more pressure. In the Ghana need there, sir, normal cost on there. High unemployment in the high. But the government should make environment flexible for more businesses. Because then I'm okay. Some could be as normal TV. Yes, it's it's too expensive that what do you run TV?
It is even who you know.
Who you know. In such a country, how do we live in such a country? Obia and I just be business. Nimpa not employer technicians are paid. They have also made almost any employment. So when you advert Friday and say, how do you run a TV station? Meanwhile, because there should be a procedure who apply online. permit ni ubetua say you pay to the bank by a say office kotua bribe mo obi answer the paper na ma no afele say o person obi station
who your back right here bobo and newspaper say buy man penny say siasa biemu na men wan san mama we djuma ni ade
no situation ever koso I keep saying they understand because the rich continues to be rich, the poor continues to be poor. Aje usuya de kakra. Then you get to an office where if you are there, you can do something. But so of course now conscience and guide you abedin kweza sem ni ache. And I say be you ready. No, but at the end of the day there should be a mindset. That could never back we ba the revolution. And then when they dear omo mo ba ni na learning. Bankola ni bi e ba na dwen om de ba no ano odin. It will get to a time abeka say we cause one so mpene. Then it gets to change.
Your mentality.
Your mentality.
You change mentality no.
Penny ya dia enka. Penny governor
Ibrahim Chari. Obadabe. Look at what he is doing.
Me say I was at Burkina. Everyone out there, there's a barrier. You can't mess up there. I won't try.
Burkina machine. Yeah, mind yeah, to me, yebi.
And no more yo. On go say milk a short into and then news. Wakra and enjoy from Brazil. Over 2 million over we.
One cram milk no cran and my Ghana the ever quack cram.
Also a cran and chain should breed na man milk baby. Into Ontobio, milk no hands for tibium or the Nenchina ba. Your classical imported by over $something million. But we
so is Ghana not having that money?
I saying money. Now World Cup Sikazania they come no me me say World Cup Sikazania they call. O de dollars send they call. Born no be ko bokwana ya tena via hwe no. FIFA cry man GF over $1 million. Says can in a coin. Ambatolan kuze da
ko man ko yeshi ya sikana
I say na sikana wo dia
World Cup is wo to me ndem fam
me taxes
qualify ya group
me taxes be timi wa me salary so timi ya me yes says go we pa 1000 something me timi da video
Michael for last and final words Ghana yi fa to Ghana yen sorry na mre ne nya ya bia
yeah me da so was it me who the main campo there can you now in the correct there is the timer we will change our mentality yes you be change your mentality no because say here be your mind economy there anodene o share other countries there course na utumu say nioma ekoyi pa like just say yeah ye bia ka we will be far better than those countries so what I say but because they are having responsible leaders in Tino, they are going forward as a country. So I pray for my nation. Say, you bet me enyabi because the only thing I bet me change Ghana mentality. Any baby, I can't kasem dia any problem. Skadi o hapa. Te said the reference ya mebla penye. Oko World Cup ya. His sky de koye we. Omunduru baby anoma saba betna hwe anim sa World Cup no mutimi nye nti it's about time we change our mentality. That's the only solution that it can cure this disease.
And yeah, Alex is all one way. My menda munyina say we started with a whole vim, but end no and as acquire because thinking of the country you are in with the whole resources. That's why sometimes we better say I'm just so tired of this NPP and then NDC. Frankly speaking, it is not that Michi NPP and I say Bia Michi NDC, but we need to think about our country. And to the be as Obetzna say when then something will just come in mind say it's ye kra manches and catch the empo ye kra fro bi memu kwabra need to me discuss wo kodue bro onue bro no na buy na wo so obi anya ne hwe aban foforo ba ye beso so ho na aban foforo ba na be ye foolish case. You think about it and you be asking yourself say enkosi da ben and oh my Ghana no ebeye I think say mine so be ye ti be mu fo so ye ka ho sankada kro ye sorry e wo mpanifo yi so a trust me say ko me say youth ni yeni abere ba ye de ho akwhyehyehye political party mu yakobe political atade ahye inti at the end of the day no esan say me ye NDC ni NDC ya de na nya kura me nya ka chi obi ase be NDC ni no I have no choice me ba betena ha ba be defend makwhye MPP atade inti saa na buhye beko basanka youth no ye ti ase asode atinto su kokko de acha ban no ahyeke wo mo kakra ko me hu say yeni abere yenyi da ba ne yate say speaker of parliament ni sika aka na ketua akemuda da ba ne yate say MP bi na say minister bi na ketua akemuda na so sure obi to menyema 8 months okowo a 3 months pen wo tena fie ne ba eda ne nsem no de na ba kira de a 1 year no nya ketua bia no nam kwan ho na wo ye press conference na wo ye demonstration na ebi su na just ya reho ye papa obi akira dia fiti ne nkodbe ni 20s wa kira dia ko 60 years dia wo kira na dia no aba be ye peni disika kese na wono ni tim be bia wotim Ghana betumi asese besesa ejina me nu mienu eso ma me ndamo amo join ye nyina asiye papa jwe ko bi so adaroma ena metumi di showdown jwe di ebeso mo lionage clinic GH me pacho said ya dani de nyina ya na me kanu no me sinkrofo we e ba ne ebibiduru a wo mu obi ye ebibiduru abo atu yade ase wo mu obi ankasa kantwu bi a wo bi aso ka wo yade enko a kire wo mu a de aduro ni bi besende o said ya be ya wo so hu ebetumi ato madaruma mponti no wo mu payment plan ti sika kra nso na so no wo mu twehwe nkomo a yade a wo mu payment plan na wo mu de ebeboa said ya be ya wo mu show no na utua o sika no enkakra sa so ye free consultation nti obetimi afre make inquiries ni ade ebra wo ntua sika bia wo mu branches mienu nkramantem no yade a wo mu ewo sprinter sa so na Kumasi no wo mu ewo tech maximum 0559658403 and I say 0558143438 ubetimi afre womo na one womo atwetwe enkomo Danis Garage enso eso ma say Emma midi shoulder dwedie no ebesom ntimisre se bia opeka todi abrabe hu womo kasa papa ewo womo asye opo mechi akwa womo Kumasi asokwa womo ne TI Amas ena edi inhwenim 0550623377 obetimi afred Danis Garage na odo wo so atwetwe enkomo production team ni nyina medamu nyina asiye papa executive producer Mr Daniel yebo hana 80 pin sama ba won krata ne mo wo de beso mo camera enso kwadwo saponsa so na MC na yawo tena honom edema me wo nyina daroma na metumi di dwumedi beso mo loyal fans twedi ampo nyankopon so enhira mu nyina mi mehu say wo ka read my comments unfortunately my time no enya ayebia ne sanyame ya adoma china from 2 p.m. ekosi 4 p.m. na ya se wa meba beji medwa na omanga na ho sensem nyina no ya twetwe enkomo ede afa ho for now ne de makra mo stay safe.